Hi guys, in today's video we are going to be taking a look at how to download and install mods in Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. So in one of my most recent Garden Warfare 2 live streams I used some mods for the first time and I had a blast, and it was all thanks to Official Mind Gabe that I was able to get everything working and installed. Now there is a mod installation guide on YouTube, but I've decided to have a go at creating my own tutorial. In this video we will take a look at 5 things: what you need to get everything working correctly, how to download and install the Frosty mod manager, how to download and install mods, using mods in game, and finally some tips and precautions to consider when using any mod. As usual, just before we begin, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy the content on this channel and want to help it grow. Anyway, let's get started. So first up, there are a number of things you are going to need to get mods up and running in your game. Number one is a PC. Garden Warfare 2 mods only work on PC, so please don't try and do this with PS4 or Xbox. Secondly, you will need a full working copy of Garden Warfare 2. Thirdly, you will need a Discord account. This is important when we come to install the mods, but more about that later. Finally, you will need a program such as WinRAR or 7-Zip, which will allow you to open archive files. The links can be found in the description. So that's point 1. Moving on to 2. So let's take a look at how to install the Frosty mod manager. So the Frosty mod manager is essentially a program that keeps all of your Garden Warfare 2 mods nice and tidy and in one place, allowing you to organize and pick and choose which mods you want to play with. So what you want to do is click on the Frosty mod manager link, which can be found in the description of this video, and you'll be greeted with this web page. Now there are 2 options here, the mod manager or the editor. So the mod manager is for those of you who want to install mods into your game, and the editor is for those of you who want to make your own mods. But I'm not going to go into that one today, so you just need to click download for the mod manager only. Once you press this, the Frosty mod manager archive file will start to download. By default, this file will have likely been saved in your downloads folder unless you have specified otherwise, and this is where you need WinRAR or 7-Zip to enable you to unpack the file. But just before we do that, you need to make a new folder for all the Frosty mod manager files to live in, and this can be created anywhere, but I'm just going to create a folder on the desktop called Frosty mod manager for now. So copy and paste or drag the archive file into your nice new folder. Then you need to right click the file and select the extract here option. This will take a couple of seconds, and after it is done, you will have a bunch of other files now in your folder. You can now delete the .rar file as you no longer need it. Next, you need to run the Frosty mod manager executable file or frostymodmanager.exe. Now just a quick note, if you can't see the .exe at the end of your files, either just double click the file with the M icon, or what you can do is go over to view and tick the box that says file name extensions. You will then be able to see every file extension. Also, if you are having trouble with opening the file, make sure to run the program as administrator. To do this, right click the file and select properties, go to compatibility and make sure run this program as an administrator is ticked, then press apply and OK. So once you have double clicked the executable, this configuration screen will appear. So this configuration is basically asking you to locate your Garden Warfare 2 game executable file. So click new and find your game file. Now depending on your PC setup, this may be different, but you usually want to go into the drive where the game is saved. So for me it's A, but for you it could be the C drive. Then go to Origin, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, and you will see the file called gw2.main_win64_retail. Alternatively, if you are struggling to locate it, you can just do a direct search for the file name, or you can open Origin, go to Origin in the top left hand menu, click Application Settings, then click Installs and Saves, and it will show you where all your Origin games are installed, and I'm sure you can work it out from there. So once you have found the executable, select it and choose Open. The game will then pop up in the Frosty mod manager menu, and you want to press Select. You will then be greeted with the main program. Moving on to installing mods. So to install a mod into the Frosty mod manager, you need to first download a mod. And this is where you are going to need to have access to Discord. I'm not going to go through how to make an account for Discord, but I have included a link in the description just in case. So in the description is also a link to the PVZ Frostbite modding Discord server. So click on that link and in Discord you will have access to the server and a whole range of different mods. So in Discord, go to the mod server in the left hand menu bar and head down to #mods channel, and here you can find a ton of mods to play with. So just scroll up and install any you like by clicking the download link to download the mod, and make sure you save it somewhere where you can find it. Then head back to the Frosty mod manager and we are now going to install the mod. So in the bottom left hand corner, select the import mods option and find the file you have just saved. The mod will then appear on the left, and if you select it, the description of the mod will appear on the right. Now let's move on to how to get the mod into your game. So an important thing to note is that for the mods to work, you have to run the game from the Frosty mod manager. It won't work if you run it normally. But before we do that, let's enable the mods. So in the right column, select the Applied Mods tab and your mods will be there. Except they're not, as this is the first time you're running the program. To fix this, just double click on your mod in the left column and it should then appear on the right. Make sure the checkbox is ticked. Also, a good thing to note is that in the mod manager you can create mod profiles for different sets of mods. This can be found over on the left here. Anyway, now we are ready to launch the game, so press launch. Now when you do this for the first time, be aware that the game will take longer to load than it usually would, but don't panic, that's only because the mods are being applied to your game. Once the game loads, you can then check to make sure the mods are working. So in this video, we have talked about what you need to get all this working, how to install the Frosty mod manager, how to install mods and get them working in game. Finally, we're going to talk about some tips and precautions to be aware of when installing mods. Now, one thing to understand is that you mod at your own risk. I'm sure the files that are on the server are safe, but always be careful. Make sure you have virus protection software and back up your files. I've installed hundreds of mods for games such as Fallout in the past and never had any dodgy files, but just be aware. Secondly, with all of these mods, some will mention that you should not use the mods online as you will get banned. Recently, it was announced that Popcap will no longer be banning players for using mods online. However, to be fair and respectful to other people playing Garden Warfare 2, don't use any mods in online games. There are plenty of mods that enable you to play against AI or in private matches, so you can still use all of your fabulous mods. Finally, if you don't want to play with the mods you have installed, either uncheck them in the mod manager or just run the game normally through Origin. Anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of this tutorial in the comments below, and if you have any questions, fire away. I'll do my best to reply to them. But other than that, remember to subscribe and I shall see you in the next one. Okay, thanks guys, bye.